Hi,
Hello.
how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing okay. A little tired,
Mm.
but aside from that, I'm doing okay.
Anything specific making you tired?
No, I mean, I'm not used to staying up pretty late, but these past 2 weeks, when it comes to like uploading the videos and like, trying to get them, edited and doing all that stuff to upload to the RSS feed and YouTube, I've been staying up till around 1 or 2 to do that on Wednesday or technically Thursday morning so that I don't have to worry about it Thursday like day
Mm.
because I have classes that day. So it goes from like 10:10 to around 1:10. I'm busy, I'm occupied on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
So it's like the only time I would actually have to upload feasibly is the mornings or just like, if it's super super early in the morning or like later on in the day, like the evening. And I just thought early in the morning would probably just be better. So I've been making myself stay up till 1 to 2 in the morning to get everything uploaded, done, finished, all that stuff. And I'm just trying to recover from that because usually I go to sleep at 9, 10.
That's early.
Yeah,
you got the old man sleep
I
schedule.
do. I do. Ever since daylight savings time happened, it's something just in me broke.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be able to stay up till 3 to 4, which I never really did super often unless I was like playing games with friends or something.
Yeah.
But again, daylight savings time, it just something broke me, and now I can't. Anything past 10 is like really tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing it for the videos, so that's it's good practice.
Well, daylight saving time's over. It's never gonna happen again, right?
I thought that's what happened, but we're still doing the spring.
Bring back. This is the last one though, right?
It should be.
Yeah.
In theory, if daylight savings time is truly done,
Mm-hmm.
then yes,
That's it. We're done.
we're done. That really is. It's over, and maybe I'll be okay. Maybe my sleep schedule will be okay forever now.
Honestly, I'm so glad though, because like I hated losing an hour of sleep.
Yeah, I did. We're recording, right?
Are we?
I think I just can't see the camera. We're recording. We should be recording. I pressed the button. We just can't see ourselves. It's okay. Sorry for audio. I just had to, and video. Sorry. Also, hello. Welcome to Budding Bromance.
Hello.
This is a podcast. Yeah. Hi.
About budding bromance.
Yeah, we have a budding bromance going on.
Mm-hmm.
Last week there wasn't. It was a me mance. It was me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay because we're back. We're back and better than ever.
Had to cover the label real quick because I was like, oh no free advertising.
Yeah, actually though, it's okay. So yeah.
Sorry, I was busy last week. Lots of things came up with I guess school and personal things. So
Understandable.
as I've mentioned previously, I'm working on a film contest thing,
Yeah.
and I'm a part of it. And somebody else wanted me to be part of their film for the contest.
That's so cool. Like acting wise, or like also serving on their team.
Behind the scenes production.
Okay, production. Yeah.
I don't think I could be in front of a camera. Ironically, as I say,
As you say, you're in front of the camera right now. Yeah.
But yeah, so we had like 3 general meetings every single day last weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we had a meeting on Thursday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, it was like, honestly, the general meetings, a lot of them we didn't talk about much.
You just sat around.
In one of them, we talked about the movie idea. Oh, also, I'm counting the week before last week because we didn't talk. No,
True.
we didn't. No, but like I don't think I'd been to that meeting yet.
No, you hadn't. You were
'Cause it
talking about going to the meeting, preparing.
Yes. So,
For those who don't know, Nick is obviously working on movies.
yes, I am a communications major.
Yeah.
Gonna be homeless one day because that degree's useless.
That's okay.
But so it was like 2 weeks ago for the film contest. We discussed our idea, and people had some interesting ideas. A lot of them very long. I mean, it's like a 5-minute thing, max 5
Yeah.
minutes. But some people, their ideas, you could tell like just from reading them, it's like, oh, this would go on for like 30 minutes. Like
It's like, all right, we're gonna need 30 actors, okay,
right?
for 4 different sets, all right, like 4 different areas to set. We're gonna have to like work that out in the budget and talk to people or something.
It was
make
literally
connections.
like that. It
Really?
was literally, yeah. Some people were like, okay, so we're gonna like set up this entire
Jesus
budget and like do
Christ.
all this, and I was like, we're doing this for free.
This is a
Like,
5-minute short film, man.
yeah, like it's just for fun, 5 minutes. And we had the screenwriter there was mostly just taking in ideas from everyone. He was gonna like create a script at the end,
Yeah.
like whenever he's home. So we were just kind of giving him all our ideas of how we think it should go. We had like props, a prompt, and all that. So the screenwriter was pretty realistic. He was a realist. He was like, honestly, we can't do that. Like, that's gonna be like a 15-minute short film just to set up context
Yeah.
for like what you want to do, like world building, right?
Mhm.
So we need to simplify it down. And then as soon as he says that, the next person's like, okay, 20-minute idea right here.
20-minute.
And we're like, oh, right. So 3 hours we sat in that room for like discussing these ideas that would just go nowhere.
Yeah.
Only 2 people got to say their ideas because of how much time they took up.
Are you serious?
The rest of us just had to sit around and be like, oh, okay.
And so that happened the first meeting, or was that all 3
first.
meetings?
That was
just
very
the first.
meeting.
Okay.
Then the screenwriter was like, at the end, he was like, look, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. These ideas are too long. He's like,
Okay.
but I'm gonna pitch my idea and the director's idea, and then I guess we're gonna have to wrap up because, like, you know, we were out of time.
Yeah.
So the director came out. Director had an amazing, simple idea. I was so for it. I was like, that's perfect. It's 5 minutes, no money, no scene building, just perfect.
Okay.
And it would work.
What was the gist of it? I guess like what were like what was the main like the story about?
Just kind of like a conversation on how hard friendship is to keep. I guess
Okay.
like between 2 friends, they're just kind of walking for a lot of it, or like traveling places, and it'll cut between locations.
Nice.
But it's just like a heartfelt conversation on like, I don't know, I guess a friendship in general, or like a relationship in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the screenwriter came along and he was like, all right, so now for my idea, and proceeded to lay out one of the most intricate, complicated ideas I could have thought of after saying it was too complicated. I was like, oh, he's a screenwriter. We have to pretty much go with his idea. And then the director agreed with him that thought it was a great idea. It's a good idea, right?
Okay.
If you have more time, I think. I don't think we have enough time to really execute it properly.
What's the deadline again?
The final film is due like on the 25th or something like that.
Okay.
It's or it might be April, like April 1st or 2nd or around that time, right?
Yeah.
And I know that sounds like a lot of time, but like for what the idea was, I don't think I can say it out loud.
No, yeah, I mean understandable because you're working on it currently, right? Like, obviously, like you can't divulge too many details.
Yeah, and I think that's the idea we're going with because they had like a private meeting between the director, screenwriter, and producer. They decided because they're like above the line, I guess, you know, and they agreed on it. We haven't. The rest of us don't even know what we're doing yet. We know what we're doing, but we don't know what we're doing.
Exactly.
It's a complicated idea, but I mean, if they think they can get it to work, they can get it to work. But I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna be very like.
So you know how 2 weeks ago, I think you said it was gonna at one point or another, everything was gonna fall apart.
Yep.
Is it already starting to fall?
It fell apart for me. For me, it fell apart. For some reason, everybody agreed, and they were like, "Oh yeah," and like, this is gonna sound mean, right? But it makes me feel like they've never like worked on a film,
okay,
like an actual short film all by themselves, because it's like I feel like anybody could see that this idea is a little bit too complicated for just a student 5-minute short.
Yeah.
But they even said it themselves. They're like, we're ambitious. Let's do something ambitious. And I was like, you know what? My one vote. I put my vote out there. I was like, I think it's too complicated. I think it's too ambitious.
Yeah.
You know? But my one vote got outvoted, and so we'll see.
Of course.
But for me, everything fell apart. I'm still gonna do my part. I'm still gonna do my best, right? As a gaffer,
Obviously,
as a lighter.
yeah.
But
there's only so much you can do.
There's only so much I can do. You know, if the script and everything falls apart, I can't do anything about that.
I mean, you know, that's not your issue to worry about anymore, right? It's out of your hands. You're just the light guy. You just do lights. That's it.
I just flick switches and that's it.
Yeah.
But then another classmate reached out to me and she wanted help for her short film, it's for the same contest, but like it's for like a different division of the contest. We're not like paired up randomly. We can choose our groups. That makes sense. Also gaffing on that one, also doing the lighting.
All right.
And I'm holding the camera. I'm not going to be controlling the camera. I'm just holding it and doing what they tell me to. That one seems like a good idea. It's very simple, very clean, very neat. I'm excited for that one. But we had like 2 meetings for that one about like equipment, locations, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you do seem like you've been pretty busy. It's been chock full of just like meetings and you know, anger, maybe a little bit, annoyance. Probably annoyance, not anger.
More annoyance. More like I feel like I should be stressing, but just because I'm a gaffer and it's not my, this sounds bad to say, but it's not my problem, right? So like I don't have to stress about it. So I'm just kind of chilling, you know.
Exactly.
But hopefully they can figure it out and put something together.
Yeah.
But I will say one of the biggest time consumers that I've had. So I've been pondering this career, right?
Yes, that everybody does.
Yeah, everybody has imposter syndrome at some point where it's like, man, should I even be here?
Yeah.
And I look around, and I feel like my imposter syndrome is a little bit different. Like, most people look around and they're like, man, am I even good enough to like be part of this field?
Yeah.
Right? Do I have the ambition to be part of this? So I'm looking around and I'm like, do I want part of this field? I
Oh.
know I can do it. Like I know I can put in the work and do it.
Yeah.
But do I want to work with these people? Do I want to do this for a living? Do I want to like struggle? Because like it is a struggle. It's basically like an uphill battle
It
to get a
is.
career.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've been thinking about it more and more, and I don't think I want to.
You don't?
I think I'm gonna change my majors, which is crazy to
Really?
say junior year of your college. You know?
Well, everybody does that at some point.
Yeah, but I just feel like I'm an old man. You know?
It's okay.
But I mean, I think I'm gonna change.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I have to dress the part now since I'm going into a new field, right?
Hey, you gonna
I can't
breed pugs?
I can't.
That's my new field.
I can't dress artsy anymore. Basically, I got a button up white collar job, right?
Understandable. What are you considering now?
I'm considering computer science
Oh,
because I heard it's a ludicrous field.
ludicrous or lucrative?
Lucrative field.
It's ludicrous.
So, no, it's ludicrous is a word, is it not?
Well, ludicrous is a word, but also ludicrous like the rapper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I heard
lucrative.
it's half and half of both fields.
Yeah, I mean, if you consider it to be crazy, then it would be ludicrous because that's like what that
Oh,
means.
okay. I mean, it's
ludicrous and lucrative.
Yeah, of
both
course. But I mean, I was looking up like careers. So I was like, I really don't want to work 18 hours a day for my entire life. I want a good work-life balance.
Okay.
And the two jobs that had a good work-life balance were accounting and computer science.
Accounting is, depending on where you work for, especially bigger companies.
That's what I looked
It's
up. And
awful.
they were like, you're not going to get paid pretty much anything unless you work for a bigger company, and then your work-life balance is gone.
Exactly. Allie's mom, she was an accountant, or she is an accountant, but she's like, she works more like locally now, right? But but she did used to work for, a big electric company, like that, like does that, not power grid, but like manufactures electronic items and devices and all that stuff.
Of course.
And she usually like to drive over to where she would actually have to work, like an hour or two, or like hour and a half or something, on the freeway almost every day. And they would have her stay almost every day after everybody had already gone, and she wouldn't get back home till around 2 in the morning maybe.
Oh, no.
And it was awful, actually god awful. Like she could only do it for so long before it was like it was too much.
Yeah, that's what I've seen people talking about, where they're like, oh, it's like 48 hours a week, 52 hours a week if you're like a part of a big company, or like, part of, even during small companies, they have something called like crunch time, basically tax season.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they don't, nobody organizes it. They expect the accountant to do everything. I don't know. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
They don't get appreciated.
They don't.
I was like, I'd rather, if I'm going to make money, like if I'm going to be part of like the big four and make that money, I'd rather just do it at computer science,
Uh-huh.
Because both jobs can work from home. I guess that's what I'm looking for.
They can.
For a work from home job.
Yeah.
But I'd rather do computer science because they make money. There is a tech bubble apparently that has just popped, and now there's a ton of layoffs going on.
There is. That's because they had, from what I've heard at least, my very limited knowledge on this is the fact that they just had such a long period of uninterrupted growth. It was just nonstop. Like you're going. Like it's never gonna end, right? Like line just keeps going up forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realized we're not growing as much as we used to. Like our estimates and like the forecast, like for how much we can grow, or like our capacity is diminishing quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just not like as like popular or well liked as we used to be. Like just people, I guess, are becoming more conscious of the fact that companies aren't really necessarily good, or they like care about you, right? Like they're not your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, especially the executives, they were like, hey, we don't really want to take a pay cut, so let's just lay off a bunch of people, especially people who work from home.
Mm-hmm.
And save money that way, even though it doesn't account for that much money. They still were just like, yeah, let's just lay off all these people that we just hired, because we don't want to take, like, executives don't want to take a pay cut, and this is just the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there may be like a tech bubble that's bursting, but like, I was looking at, I guess, studies, because there's a bunch of studies that came out as soon as the bubble popped.
Yeah.
And they were like, we expect the job field to still be around. Like,
it will, for sure.
They were like, it'll be hard to find a job right now,
Mhm.
but they were like, in the future, we expect because of this bubble popping, people are going to drop from the degree, people are going to drop out of the career because they were like, they're just going to give up. They're going to be like, oh, we don't like. There's no future,
Yeah,
and because of that, it's going to create more job openings, if that makes sense,
potentially. Yeah.
or like I guess less competition.
Yeah, because less people with a degree means, people who do have the degree still currently would be able to get hired and all
Yeah,
that stuff. Yeah.
they're basically saying just don't expect oversaturation because even if you don't get like I guess a programming job, you can get a lot of things with computer
Of
science
course,
degree.
because I mean, the world is progressively becoming more and more, just technology and uh like this digital age has already just encapsulated everything
Hmm.
basically, right? Like every single facet of your life, your existence. We're on we're we're on currently or not yet, but we will be once this is uploaded on a screen or in people's headphones or just, coming out through their digital device, right? Like every single thing is like slowly but surely becoming just technology.
Soon we'll
And
be connected. We'll have little earpieces and just be integrated into the hive mind, you
yeah,
know?
totally. Yeah, we'll have the Neuralink implanted in our brains,
Hmm.
the thing that's been responsible for like monkeys ripping their faces off and stuff in testing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, totally.
but I mean, we're built different, you know? So,
Definitely. Yeah, we are for sure not going to be doing that.
yeah, no. Why would we, right? It's not
Obviously.
like anybody would have any malice intentions of selling us items
No, for sure.
straight to our brain.
And besides, our own free will be strong enough to fight that if that's the case because,
Exactly.
obviously that's how that works.
Yeah, of course. You know, addiction's easy to beat as long as you have will.
Yeah. Like you have Tourette syndrome, just stop.
Exactly. You
Just
know?
just control it. Just say no and that's it.
You
You'll
know,
be
just
good.
take a second, breathe, and then it's gone, you
Yeah.
know?
Straight up. Easy as that.
Hmm. But yeah, I was thinking of rethinking my career. I've been talking to a lot of people about it. Literally, I guess interviewing my classmates, interviewing my professors,
Uh-huh.
peers around me. I talked to Sean.
Yeah,
Sean is a close friend of
I was
ours.
gonna suggest talking to Sean because he's doing computer. I mean,
He's doing computer engineering
he's wanting to do
or
computer
software.
engineering software.
I
I
don't know,
mean,
something like that.
because he's wanting to go as far. Last time I talked to him, into like game development, right?
Yeah.
He wants that, like an end goal is what he's told me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was gonna say just talk to Sean
I
because
called
he's
him up and I was like, I need advice, right? Because
yeah.
like, is it a good career path? Because I assumed he was in computer science, and he corrected me. He was like, no, I'm in computer
Software.
engineering, and then there's like an extra word, something.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. He told me about that too.
It's basically like a combination of software and hardware.
Yeah, he's
So
doing
like,
a high like a both, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and then
I was like, so like, do you recommend that or like, should I do that? Because I mean, U of H has a program for that,
okay.
and he was like, well, it depends what you want to do. And I was like, I don't. He was like, do you want to like build computers? And I was like, not really. I'd rather like just sit at a computer and
And do
do
things.
programming. He was like, then just do computer science.
Yeah.
He's like, it's hard. He told me it's definitely like a very hard degree. It's punishing. You take up a lot of free time. But he's like, I mean, it's worth it. He's like, you'll get a high paying job right out of college. You'll be set for a while.
You will be.
I was like, you know what? He could do it. I could do it. Right? You know.
I have something to say after this.
Go ahead. You can go and
Oh,
say it.
okay.
I'm.
Okay. So, we had a conversation, Sean and I, where I was kind of going on a little bit of a rant about how, I was going on a rant about the military-industrial complex and all that kind of stuff.
I'm scared for what I'm about to hear
No,
now.
and I mentioned because companies like Lockheed Martin need people to program the coding and the software and whatever
Mhm.
for the missiles that will eventually go on to blow up
Oh
school
no.
children or buses in the Middle East, right? Just
Course.
evaporate children, obviously. But
Evil children. Don't forget that part.
obviously, evil children, terrorists in
Mm.
training.
Yes,
What they call them.
exactly.
Obviously, of course they're all terrorists in training, right?
Mhm.
They're not just school children in little villages.
Yeah, no.
They're training
They're
them.
radicalized by the
Obviously.
left.
Yeah, and why? Like they don't need to be angry at America, who's completely torn their country apart
No.
for money. No,
We're trying to free them.
we are. We're the
from
world
their
police.
oppressors.
We're the world police. We have an obligation to do this. But yeah, so I was going on a rant about it, and and um and he mentioned after I said Lockheed Martin, he's like, yeah, about Lockheed Martin, they go to
UT.
to
Or,
UT.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's a big campus,
Yeah.
right? Who
Yeah.
cares? It's a big school. They go to UT, and they will like companies come over and pitch to the people to the students currently working there or studying, like to hire them on. And he mentioned, most are like, here are code of ethics, or like here's this or whatever. Like here's what we bring. In Lockheed Martin's just like we started like $70 an hour or something. We started 60 an
Uh,
hour.
is it worth it though to be able to live with that? Know what you're doing.
Like he said that his classmates had also said like, do you want to work for them and sell your soul in the process,
Mm,
or just right? It's because you are in a way, obviously, like not as directly as let's say the executives who are like just making the choice to sell to the government, to like or like to lobby to have pro war officials in there that'll actually like just send people to war and like continue the bloodshed and all that stuff. But you still do have a part in it.
of course,
You
yeah.
are contributing to it. You're making software.
Everybody's got a finger on the table.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's
Did he say anything about considering it?
No. He said he wouldn't consider it.
Oh,
He said
okay.
everybody like who was there, or at least like from what I took from that. He's like, people who were there told me just like, do you want to sell your soul to work, right?
Yeah.
Because he said he never really considered it. It's just, he was joking around saying that was their pitch. He was just making fun of their pitch. Like, yep, they say you start at 60 or 70 an hour. That's their whole thing.
That's a lot of money, though.
It is a lot of money, but again, at the cost of murdering children, basically.
It's a small price to pay for richness.
Yeah, and they don't even make that much money in comparison to like, the actual people who run the companies and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It's it's like you make good money, but like 60, 70 an hour is quickly if like inflation keeps happening and like wages don't account for that, which they already don't. It's not going to be much for very long, if the world is still here in like 50 years anyways, or
Of course.
20.
Yeah, 5 maybe.
5
We're lucky.
next year.
Could be.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't. It's fine. I'm less doom-pilled than I was like a few months ago, but it's still kind of there. Just
You kind of dress like the doomer right now. Like if all of your clothes were like black instead of like the green and red, like you'd be like the the Wojak that's like a doomer jack or something.
wasn't it Soy Jack, or was Soy Jack, is Soy Jack the
Soy Jack's the one that's like pointing
okay.
back at like the
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's like another one on the side. Look, we could do it right now if you want a thumbnail, right? All you got to do, I'm gonna point back, and then you just got to be like, or I could do the if you want, you point back.
Okay.
No, wait. No,
Okay.
I should point back because of the camera.
Okay.
And then you just do this.
Okay.
No, you got the mic. We'll switch. Go ahead.
There we go. It's our new wall. It's me pointing to the new wall.
Mhm.
Because,
Oh yeah, new background. He actually just paved it in. I walked in and the cement was drying.
yeah. I built this brick wall by hand.
Yeah.
I definitely made it.
It's a very nice wall.
Yeah, it was a lot of effort. Ton of effort, actually. It. Believe it or not, it's not. We're not in my garage anymore. We are in a Fallout bunker because of how doom-pilled I am. I built a Fallout bunker myself, and I gave it some nice brick wall paneling thing.
I gotta say, you put in some harsh security measures though.
Okay, we're back. Hello.
Yeah.
Security measures, as Nick was saying.
Well, we should call it something else because it's voice activated. It'll hear you.
Oh, you're right.
The
The bad guy go boom measure activated and cut off the camera.
Yeah, it doesn't like whenever we talk about it out loud.
Yeah, it just shut the power of the lights off. It did it. It's kind of scary.
There's like a red like siren.
And there were like 50 red dots, little red dot lasers.
It's becoming sentient. I think you need to do something about it. Man.
Maybe. Is it bad that I named it Hal? Should I not have done that?
Probably not. I feel like it's you made it feel like a person.
Yeah.
Not that you're not a person, Hal. Yeah, just messing around. we'll talk about this afterwards. So, anyways, yeah, no, I don't think you're as doomer as you used to be. Or I mean, I don't even think you were that much of a doomer.
No, I was never.
Honest.
I never present myself as a doomer. I've never once, I think, presented myself as a doomer. Except, I used to try and maybe, or whenever I was like 14, during like the the Gamergate era, right? I was caught up in that a little bit and like was edgier or like thought edgy stuff was funny or like tried to be edgier um around that time. But aside from that, I'm not I've never portrayed myself as a doomer. I don't feel like one for the most part. Occasionally, with being like aware of stuff that's happening in the world,
Mm.
that does make me, like a
Yeah.
little sad and
Mm-hmm.
kind of hopeless at times,
Little
but
doom-pilled.
a little doom pilled exactly. But it's okay because we'll see what happens.
Yeah, of
Maybe.
course. Whatever happens, happens. I think maybe we should look at it like nihilistic, right? Nihilism, right? Whatever happens is gonna happen. It doesn't really matter. We'll be fine. Or if we're not, then we're not fine.
We'll be fine, but if we're not, okay.
If we're not, then you go right back into doomer.
Yeah.
If we're not, it's over.
If we're not, it's over. But it's okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Anyways, do you mind if I interject here? Because I forgot to mention why I'm switching. I feel like I brought it up kind of, but like I want to go more in depth
Yeah.
for
Okay.
like the audience.
That's fine.
If you have a dream, you should follow the dream. If you know exactly what you want to do, follow it. No matter the money, you'll enjoy it, right? I mean, as long as you're making something on the side to support yourself. It doesn't have to be millions. You can live by your means, right?
Yeah.
And I was perfectly willing to do that. But as I got farther into my degree, I guess my film degree, right? I started meeting professors, and I guess I got blessed with my university professors. They've all worked on decently sized stuff. Nothing like crazy. I don't have like Jordan Peele teaching my class or anything.
Yeah, understandable.
But they've worked. They've been around all around the country. They've been to other countries and filmed things. And they all really say the same thing. But up until this semester, I feel like a lot of them have been sugarcoating the dream. They've been saying like, "Oh, it's great. Long hours, but it's great. We really enjoy it." And I'm sure I would enjoy it too. But this semester, one of the professors just got so real. She was like, "Okay, I'm going to teach you pre-production now. So we're going to teach you how to spend all your money, exactly the details of every single step of the way." Right?
Yeah.
And the way she put it, you're going to go into debt, and you have to work your way out of like basically a $12,000 debt every 5 years. And if you can't get out, you're going to sink, and you have to declare bankruptcy on a fake LLC that you make under someone else's name because you can't put it on your own name because of insurance costs, which factors in more costs.
Yeah.
It's basically an uphill battle that you're struggling against yourself. Unless you can make it to where you're like a millionaire,
Yeah.
But that takes years, and
Of course.
that is never going to happen to an average citizen unless you know somebody.
Yeah, because again, it's a little club.
Yeah, which is another factor. We're never going to get out of the struggle.
Yeah, and did you know that lots of like, I guess rising stars in like the media space or like actors and stuff or like directors are just like nepotism babies. Like they're just children of like famous directors or writers or whatever. Like it's crazy.
They all know someone. They all had somebody that got them.
They have or they just know them, right? Like
or related to them.
Exactly. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So and then we had some students ask her. They're like, "So, how do you retire? How do you like save up enough?"
You don't.
That's pretty much what she said. She was like, "You have to be extremely smart with your money. You basically got to go back to school for accounting to be so good with your money that you can retire."
Dang.
But she was like, "I'm retired right now, and I'm teaching at a university because you can't really afford not to retire at that job. You never really have enough." She said it's a great career. If somebody called her up to go shoot something in another country, she'd probably have to think about it, but she'd probably go.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, she said it in kind of just a realist way. It wasn't pessimistic. It was just kind of like, look, if y'all are going into this, I want y'all to be aware. It was very much she's looking out for us. And like,
of course,
I've had these second thoughts for like 2 years now, a year and a half maybe. Because like, I hear people talk about it and I'm like, well, this sounds like, I don't know. It just sounds like a struggle that I don't know if I could take it, but I don't know if I want to take it. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant whenever I said, I know I can do it, but I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to be fighting an uphill battle my entire life, never be home, never be able to have friendships outside of work, right? Because if I'm on a set for 5 weeks,
the only people you're talking to are the people on
the set, yeah. And then after that, I go straight into the next one,
and then you like never see them again, or it's like
I might never talk to you again. I might never talk to any of my friends again. I might never have free time in my life. And I was like,
by the way, this is the last episode.
Yeah, I'm actually going on a set next week, so. Peace out, y'all.
It was fun,
but no, like it's just a struggle that I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe for some other people that are like, they want this to be their entire life. But I thought about it and I was like, that's what I thought. Maybe a work-life balance would be better for me.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to have money and just do whatever I want. Maybe go on a vacation. Work from anywhere I want.
Yeah.
I'm really big on traveling, right? Which was a big factor in why I chose film, because they travel. But why travel and work when I could travel, half work from home, and then be free? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess, like I said, if you're passionate and you know what you want to do it. I know I could do this. I know I love it. I still want to do it on the side if I'm doing computer science.
Uh-huh.
I'd still want to sign up for film sets, still help people out whenever they need it. Because it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing to help create something.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's what I want to do for a career. I think I want to keep it as a hobby.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Remain passionate about it. Oh, another thing she said. In 10 years, will you still have the same passion for it? After working so long, working so hard, getting your ideas shot down,
yeah,
being told no, never making it anywhere, will you still be as passionate? Continue. Food for thought, I guess.
A lot of people aren't. That's just a fact.
It's true. It is true. A lot of people. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to reach that point. I don't ever want to find out if I'm one of those people. I might be. Who knows? So yeah. I think I'm switching.
That's fine.
Unconfirmed, but I'm talking to a counselor on Tuesday. I know I have to take now because it's a STEM major, so I have to take a bunch of science and.
Dude, that's gonna be so bad.
Yeah,
it's gonna suck.
You gotta take higher level chemistry and physics and.
When's calculus. The last time you took a math class?
That's 2020, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
About 3 years ago now.
I think it's the same. Yeah, that was the last math class I took too. 2020, Algebra 1, college, and then that was it.
Yeah, I did college algebra, and it was but I mean, I feel like that's gonna be baby stuff compared to what I'm about to go through.
It's definitely going to be baby stuff.
It's like hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby,
Yeah.
And I'm the coughing baby right now.
Baby.
you seen the pig? We all know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay. I'll look it up on our next conversation real quick.
Go for it. Yeah.
But anyways, I'd like to know. I'd like the audience to know you more. I feel like I've talked a lot about my career, but I feel like they don't really know too much about your personal life, and that's fine if you don't want to get into it, right? But
if you want to know more about my personal life, go check out the last week's episode where it was just me. It was just literally me in my room talking for an hour, which didn't feel like an hour. I'm going to be honest. I thought I came up. Oh, poor baby.
So it's just you say it whenever you don't stand a chance.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it was just me talking for an hour, and it didn't feel like an hour at all. By the time I cut it off and ended, I thought I'd gone for maybe 45 minutes, and then I compiled all the episodes or all the clips, and then I put it together and edited it, and at the end it was still a minute or an hour and 9 seconds or 9 minutes or something, and I was baffled. I was amazed at the fact that I just talked for an hour. And maybe it wasn't interesting or fun or cool, but
no, I just didn't get to finish it. So
no, that's fine.
It was very interesting. I was entertained. I had it on my car on the drives to U of H.
Yeah. And it was, I was amazed. That was crazy. And it was fun, but it was exhausting. It was actually very exhausting. Whenever I finished it, my brain shut down for an hour,
mm-hmm.
and then I took a little nap, and then I immediately went into cutting it and then editing really fast because I did it Wednesday night, and published it at 11 or no, at 1 a.m. So that was an experience for sure. But I did it.
It got done,
Exactly. So yeah, if you want to know more about me, watch that first. Aside from that, hi, my name is Sergio, and I'm 20.
Hi, Sergio.
Hi. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a really basic person in the sense that I am what you would assume. Oh, your stomach. That was nice.
Hopefully the mic didn't pick that up.
That'd be awesome if the mic picked that up. I don't know how to market myself. God, I hate the term market.
He's a driven man who wants to do anything he puts his mind to, such as a podcast, right?
Yeah, except here's the catch.
Okay.
right? Here's the catch.
There is a catch.
There's very much a catch. I I freeze almost quite literally, just like frozen in thought, staring out in space. Whenever it comes to doing things on my own.
Mm.
Okay, I I cannot, for some reason. I think it's probably imposter syndrome, right? I think it's almost certainly imposter syndrome, or some similar to it. I can't bring myself to complete something if it's just me by myself working on it, because I start to have these thoughts. It's like, hey, it's probably not that good, or it's like, it's kind of embarrassing, or whatever, right?
I
Like,
get you.
it,
I totally get you.
and and because all of it is up to me, and like, finishing it right, or finishing writing, or like editing, or doing all this stuff is completely up to me. I would just postpone it, or like, think a few weeks later, like, oh, it's really not that great, I just won't ever publish it or post it, or you know mention it to anybody, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then it just fades into, non-existence, or like obscurity, um and is gone forever.
Mm.
Right? That's what happens whenever things are left to me and myself. But if I'm doing something with somebody like Nick here currently, or I'm there's like some sort of outside pressure, like a class that has a deadline or something else, then I'm going to do it. It's just I usually do it at the last minute.
Yeah.
Or or like here, the camera and everything wasn't set up until 2 minutes before Nick showed up. Not even kidding. I was checking audio 2 minutes before he showed up.
No, it's fine. I don't blame
Right?
you. I would do the
But
same thing.
I'm still doing it, right? It's just
it's getting done.
it's just there's something inside. I don't know. Like I said last episode, maybe I should see like talk to a neurologist, or like a psychiatrist, see what's going on, right? Get my brain scanned
Maybe.
or something.
I don't
But
think it's that big. I feel like a lot of people have a fear of like,
oh, for sure, it's just the not doing anything till the very last minute
yeah.
is like an ADHD thing potentially.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oops. It looks like
Well,
we both might.
lots of people procrastinate, right? It's just like there's a nuance to it, which I am not equipped to be able to talk about, right? Because first of all, I don't even know if I have anything, and next, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't talk about it. But yeah, so I would like to be driven. It's just kind of hard sometimes. But aside from that, yeah, doing whatever I want to do currently while I'm still 20 years old, like in a good spot, like family wise and privilege wise, right? Using that to my advantage. That's it. Literally, that's it. That's all you need to know about me. And the fact that I think you have potential inside of you too. Yeah.
Seal of approval.
Seal of approval. Thumbs up. I saw a video yesterday. So Ellie and I were watching like an unusual videos, or an unusual memes playlist on YouTube.
Just a playlist of memes.
Yeah, it's this channel called Unusual Memes, and they upload a compilation of funny videos or TikToks or whatever every Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Just compilation. We were watching one yesterday, and it was like of this dude. It was maybe like it was this dude holding a camera, like coming up to somebody whose car was like flipped over, or like there's like airbags, coming out,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Are you okay?" And it's just thumbs up, like from the side, and you just like it stopped and played a little jingle or whatever. It was funny. Oh, they played the Old Spice jingle.
Oh.
Thumbs up. It was awesome. I loved it.
I get you.
But yeah, that's why I got reminded of thumbs up. Anyway, yeah, that's all I need to know about me. Nothing else to it. Literally nothing. Besides, I don't know. I really don't know what to say anymore. It's weird. Talking for a while, even though that's what we've chosen to do.
It's a good career.
Yeah. Well,
I do have a question for you. Would you want to move on to a different topic?
That's fine. Yeah, okay.
So I don't know if you keep up. We were talking about unusual memes, right? I don't know if you keep up with like
the Kardashians.
Something like that, right? Like it started with them TV, right? And then we moved on to streaming. I don't know if you keep up with streaming.
Wait,
like Twitch or things like that, like YouTube streaming, Twitch streaming.
I keep up.
You don't have to keep up with like the streamers themselves, but there's a new streaming platform that has come out called Kick.
Yeah,
and it seems like this might be the next big competitor to Twitch, since like Mixer, even though Mixer wasn't really that big.
Mixer, yeah.
It was very nice. It was
They had
amazing for the
Ninja.
streamer. Yeah,
They had Ninja. That was it.
and Ninja would get like 100 views,
Yeah,
hundreds of views instead of thousands. But I mean, Kick seems like it's taken off. Like there's thousands of people watching it, but
there are. I don't know how many of those are botted accounts.
you think so?
I think some there's no way that they're all actual human beings. Like that's just purely speculation. I have no proof or anything. It's just
put
straight
the head on.
Yeah, it's straight out of just like my my little dumb dome,
Mhm.
my little mushy brain, right? But um but yeah, so I think there's no shot there's that many people watching. And if there was, it would only be for a certain few select big streamers that they've gotten to convert, which is like Aiden Ross, who's like currently going like down a far right spiral, right?
Yeah, the pipeline.
Yeah. And like whoever like else they've like kind of tried to get to convert. Mostly it's a nowhere near because so the entire reason no, this isn't speculation, this is with like the little knowledge that I do know.
Mhm.
It's almost certainly being financed by like stake.com, right? Because the whole reason it was founded in the first place, do you know this? Is because
Gambling, right?
because gambling was banned on Twitch. Only certain types of gambling, but like gambling was banned on Twitch. And obviously Aiden Ross made a bunch of his money that way with deals with stake.com, like partnerships with stake.com. And another streamer, Trainwrecks, had the same thing, right? He was the one who eventually went on to like found it or whatever, even though he didn't found it. He just got like he bought a controlling stake in the company, or
He's like a spokesperson.
he's a spokesperson for it, right? He owns a decent amount of the company, but like he didn't make it, or he doesn't like he's like their PR guy now, which is hilarious because he hated corporate speak, and now any like clip you see of him, he's just like, well, you see, there's only certain things we can say, and I will say that this is not the case, and yes, and he looks like Abraham Lincoln. It's hilarious. You see his like little mutton chops; they're so funny. Yeah, so I don't know. He's a goofy dude. He's a very goofy guy, and it's just I don't think Stake, because again, as I was saying, they're almost certainly being financed by Stake.com, the crypto gambling site that was banned on Twitch, and there's no way it's profitable because their whole like the whole like selling point is you can stream and you get 90% of the profits from like subscriptions or whatever, which sounds awesome, but that is by no means in any way viable for like a company to stay afloat, because the entire reason Twitch can afford to like take they minimized it to like 50% cut for per subscriptions or something, which is BS because they have Amazon money.
Yeah.
But the only reason they could like afford to do the 70% or higher was because one, Amazon money, and also they're just a really big platform, and there's no way kick.com using Amazon servers, right? The same servers that they're using Amazon servers, and also it's like a carbon copy of Twitch. Like the website itself is a carbon copy of Twitch.
Pretty much.
Using the same servers that Twitch is using, I'm sure like at a steeper price, or like maybe not a steeper price, but like the same price point generally, could afford that without just being funded by crypto gambling sites hoping to reel people in, to dump money into them so they can be profitable enough to support the actual website. It's just not sustainable in long term at all.
Have you actually been on the website Kick? It is.
I have not, but I've seen I've obviously like seen screenshots, recordings of other people's streams, and like I've seen
the awful things that are going on,
which is why I haven't been on there, because there's no point to go there whenever it's just there's nothing on there of value really currently.
I went on there one time and I saw that just chatting was always the biggest, and I was like, oh, I mean, it makes sense, right? Just chatting's always the biggest on Twitch too. I saw the second was gambling. I don't think the second one has gone down from gambling. It is still like gambling.
It's definitely gambling.
Which it makes me think like maybe I'm thinking now that what you said about bot views, I'm like maybe they're doing that so that way it's like it stays on people's radar. Like it'll always be in their view, like, oh, gambling,
Yeah.
But like I went on there one time, half of them were like looking for boobs on Omegle. Like there were like half of them were Omegle streams, the other half were like women in bikinis being like one sub and I'll jump jack, jumping jack.
Wait, didn't train, maybe not train wrecks, but I'm sure Aiden Ross especially, like a lot of these kind of reactionary dudes make a big fuss about bikini streams in the first place.
They all do. Every single man on Twitch
They would
will
say
make
it's
one.
worse than gambling streams.
Yep.
And Kick.com or is also hosting those same.
Well, I think it's like still against the terms of service on Kick, but the difference is like Twitch has like automated moderators, right? So like if enough people report it, it'll be
It'll
taken
just
down.
yeah
But like Kick doesn't have automation. It's just kind of like people
yeah, and it's a
doing the
smaller
moderators.
website.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it takes longer to like get them down, but that means they're up for long, you
Yeah,
know?
which is hilarious because
They can't control it, you know?
yeah
I think that's the reason I think it'll fail, because I think advertisers are going to be like looking at that and be like, they have no control over what
no
people are
exactly
posting, and we don't want to represent that.
exactly. And then again to harp on Aiden for a second, it's like going on about what was it, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, which
Yeah.
is something that again was like at its peak during the Gamergate era, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Um, using like those played out jokes and like I guess just hating on minorities or like people who have no real say or power in anything and kind of just want to exist, like um is again also like a huge brand risk because brands, yeah, sure, they don't care about gay people, they don't care about trans people, but they want to seem like they do.
They care about gay people and trans people's money.
Exactly, right? They want to seem like they do and market off of that, which is why he'd be a huge brand risk for them too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the only people who will really, I guess, support him at this point, at this stage in his like mental downfall is like crypto gambling sites, right?
Or like pure American muscle, protein building, NRA supporting
Yeah,
companies.
yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Sorry, I had to throw that one in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I heard somebody say this before. Gay people love Chick-fil-A.
They do.
Like they do, which Chick-fil-A's lobbying and like donations to politicians put aside, it tastes good.
What?
Right? You can't admit that.
Oh wow! I did not know I was on.
But
on
again, no one cares if the product is good enough. Nobody. We're back again. This is something you just have to get used to. Sorry, until we figure it out. It's okay.
Yeah, it happens.
Exactly. If the product is good enough, then no one cares about like the company's stance because again, Toyota makes great cars. Okay, they make great cars. Quality's awesome. They're very fuel efficient for being internal combustion engines.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, good company. But in terms of or good car manufacturer, in terms of like who they support, you go to their records or whatever of like who they've donated to or whatever, and you see they have by far been the number one car manufacturer, or the number one supporter of like conservative or Republican candidates, out of any car manufacturer. Like they've donated the most to anti-LGBTQ causes and all these kinds of things. But nobody cares because they make good cars.
It's a great product,
Right? They do make great products, and obviously, if you buy them secondhand, then Toyota isn't getting any money, and that's fine. But it's just hard to like ethical consumption under capitalism isn't a thing.
It's not.
It's not, right? Like you eat chocolate. Oh, a slave in Ethiopia probably like a 14-year-old child in Ethiopia probably picked the seeds in order to like make the chocolate in the first place.
No,
right?
You're right. You're right.
So until something can possibly be done about it, who cares? Like that was just an example, but again, Hogwarts Legacy, right?
Controversial one.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm pretty sure it's kind of like fallen off at this point. Not many people are talking about it. But
I still see some.
Really? Or like playing it?
I'm seeing like the other side of the coin now, I guess. People being like, well, I'll let you keep going and then I'll say what I've seen.
Well, before Hogwarts Legacy came out, there was lots of debate over whether you should play it or not because you'd be supporting J.K. Rowling, and she's obviously spoken out as or she's outspoken. She's a very outspoken TERF.
Yes.
Trans exclusionary radical feminist.
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
I had no idea that's what it meant.
Yeah. So she's a radical feminist, like girl boss, right?
Hmm.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, but no trans girl boss.
Hmm.
Only female, like assigned female birth boss.
Yeah.
They just she doesn't see trans people as like legitimate or human, and she's obviously taken a lot of heat for that, and rightfully so.
Yes, she should.
But that doesn't change the fact that she was the first ever like author billionaire who's made $1 billion or over $1 billion at this point from books. She's not a billionaire currently. She probably has like hundreds of millions of dollars or whatever, but she has like in total made over $1 billion from books, from royalties for the parks, for the movies, for everything at this point, right? And people were saying, if you buy the game, you will be supporting her. Do you want to do that? Uh, some people like, uh, let's say, Ben Shapiro, Benny Boy, right? Who's usually
Hypothetically.
yeah, hypothetically, who hypothetically is against witchcraft because he's an Orthodox Jew,
Mm.
was saying, no, the radical left wants you to not play Hogwarts Legacy, which is stupid because people should be allowed to play what they want. And the radical left doesn't want you to play this because the author is a good person or whatever.
He
And
said
it's just
that.
like, no, I'm just
Oh,
like
okay,
paraphrasing basically, but he was saying you should play Hogwarts Legacy, despite the fact that witchcraft is in the game. And in any other context, before J.K. Rowling came out as a TERF, he would say she's like the worst person in the world, or
because of
like
witchcraft.
or Harry Potter is like as an Orthodox Jew,
Mhm.
Harry Potter is the devil's work or something. But
Mm.
he's just a slave to the right wing machine, and he advocates for whatever they want, right? Like for whatever sounds the best, he'll advocate for, like white supremacist groups or Nazis who are anti-Semitic, who in their world would murder Ben for
Yeah.
existing, right? Like he has no morals, but
Yeah.
you make money, so
He's a slave to the machine.
yeah.
No?
Mm. But again, that was a tangent. If the product is good enough, and I don't know if Hogwarts Legacy is good enough, people won't care because they will still want to play it anyways. They'll have like FOMO, fear of missing out.
Oh,
And,
okay. Never mind.
And at the end of the day, she's already made over $1 billion. She's not really gonna. She might make some money off of it, but if like you try and do consumer side activism against her, it's not gonna work. She already has hundreds of millions of dollars. She's set for the entire rest of her life. You buying the game will not matter. It won't make a difference in the grand scheme of things. And besides, there were trans people who worked on the game, right? People who
There's a trans person in the game.
there's
Except
exactly
they-
right. People
they-
who like she didn't have an input in making the game. Like people who otherwise, are good and are just good people who don't support J.K. Rowling have still participated in making the game, and you'd be hurting them more than her if you didn't purchase it or if you abdicated from buying it just because of like because of your moral code for not like buying a product that like she has maybe some royalties from.
Mm.
So same goes for Chick-fil-A. Who cares at the end of the day? Like it's
So you're saying who cares about like if you buy Hogwarts Legacy or not? Or?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what the conclusion I came to was.
If the product is good enough, it's justified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, cause like if unless you're outright murdering babies in front of our eyes and selling a product at the same time, then if the product is good and you are not going to be financially impacted really one way or another, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like I said, your chocolate is farmed by slave children. Your power is coming at the cost of the destruction of the atmosphere. It
Nothing's free.
doompilled. I'm being doompilled again. I'm sorry. Nothing matters.
No, I get you. That's the opinion. You remember I was saying I've seen the other side of the coin more
Uh-huh.
recently, on social media, right? Like I've seen when the game first got announced and it first started coming out, everybody was like boycott, boycott, boycott.
Yeah.
No, we do not do that. But nowadays, I'm seeing on social media people are like, well, I mean, like we're not hurting J.K. Rowling if we don't buy it. We're hurting the game developers who made
Exactly.
the game. Like we're like, like y'all should support the game.
Yeah.
Y'all just shouldn't support J.K. Rowling. And I was like the point of view you made, where it's like at the end of the day, it's not going to hurt her if you don't buy the game. She's already set for life.
Yeah.
Like she could blow it all, and then she'll still have money coming in from like royalties from like
Exactly.
boomers buying the movies. You
Yeah.
know, doesn't really matter. So that's, I guess, the other side of the coin that I've seen, and it kind of surprised me that people kind of flipped. You know, because I didn't expect them to flip on that. I feel like that was a very like harsh topic, but it's the kind of the same thing with Chick-fil-A. You know, at one point Chick-fil-A was being boycotted, and people were like, "Do not buy it," and
Yeah. But
nobody talks about it anymore.
No, because it never lasted. Because again, they make good food. People like eating the food, and it's not one way or another. It's not going to matter because the family who owns it, the people who are the reason they have those values in the first place, are already set for their lives and for their children's lives, and for however many generations to come. Right? It doesn't matter one way or another.
It matters more for people who I feel like can possibly lose it all. People
Yeah.
such as Aiden Ross, who, if we did take away the power from him by just not watching,
Yeah.
what's he gonna do? He's not. I don't believe Aiden Ross is set for life. He may be a millionaire, but like millions can go pretty quick if you don't got any more deals. You
Yeah.
don't got any more viewers. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
we're in a recession, I guess you might say. I don't know. We're in a high priced environment. Is more the word I'm looking for, right?
Yes.
I feel like people who you can stop now, you should stop now. But I don't know if they're already said. What can we really do? You
Yeah.
know, unless the entire world banded up together, but
But that's like
that's never gonna happen.
no, it's not. Like the alien thing, right? Like if aliens came down to Earth, the countries, the world powers, would be so busy bickering amongst themselves about what to do instead of like joining together or whatever, like trying to spy on each other, like like maybe someone's hiding something and like whatever. They'll be so busy doing that the aliens will just destroy us because we can't come to a solution jointly.
True. But yeah, I don't know. I guess there's no right answer to this.
Yeah.
Kind of what you believe. If you don't want to support it, don't support it. That's fine too. Maybe you shouldn't. You know.
Yeah.
I guess we all shouldn't. But I mean, that's unreasonable. It's an unrealistic way to live in
it is
first world country.
In a first world capitalist country.
Yeah, there's nothing really we can do. We consume media every day. I mean, you go to the movies and you're supporting like Hollywood pedophilia. It's rampant.
Yeah.
It's corruption. You know, like there's nothing we can do. You pull out your phone. You're supporting like so many content creators that you don't even know what they're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, and the cobalt in the batteries is mined, from countries that are being destroyed, but whose environments are being destroyed. Again, I'm so sorry. Moral of the story: there is no ethical consumption under capitalism.
I mean, you watch us and you're supporting Sergio's HAL security system that could take over your world and be next door one day. You know, like it's.
He will.
He will.
He will.
He will. Hal. We believe in you.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that was the moral of today's episode. Thank you for listening. And do you have any last words?
No, just believe in yourself. Do what you want to do is right. We can't control you. Who am I to say what you got to do in life? Don't be doom-pilled. Don't be nihilistic. Don't be anything. Just
don't be like me.
Yeah. I mean, no, be like Sergio.
Well,
just be you, you know?
Just have hope. Okay?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Trends come and go. Just be you.
Yes. All right. Goodbye. Bye.
One last Wojak face. Hang on. This time I get the point. Okay. Bye.
Bye.